What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's episode 329 of the Dad Bod Golf Pod.
Are we recording?
We're recording, baby. We're live.
I never can.
That's what the red light means.
Well, I never can make sense of the lights. It's blue, it's green, now it's red.
Red is always recording.
Okay.
Red is always recording.
I should probably know that in the business I'm in, right?
Exactly. It's Kyle and Ben.
I don't have a real job.
You don't. It's just it's a complete joke. We're recording live from bunkers like we do every single Monday night. Having a blast. Just played TPC Craig Ranch, the front nine. You got to come check this place out. But tonight's episode is brought to you by Bet Online, the #1 sports betting website in the country. You got NBA playoffs. Mm-hmm. You got MLB. You got NBA. I already said NBA playoffs. You got, I guess, NHL. Any sport that's going on right now, you can bet on it there.
Polo.
Anything.
Hey, Derby's coming up.
I think you can do horse racing. I think you can do horse racing. You can do all. Yeah.
Hell no.
Yeah, you can do all kind of stuff. They even have an online casino if you're into that kind of thing. Ben is into that.
Yeah, the casino. I love to have a few of these vodka sodas and then sit down at the computer and
lose $50.
Start doubling down on every blackjack hand that I possibly can.
No, but it's a blast, and they make it easy deposits, easy cash out. So check them out. Bet Online. It's where the game starts.
There's a science to the whole splitting thing. Like you get 2 8s or 2 2s or.
Yeah, it's analytics, dude.
Yeah.
You don't know the book?
You need to after 6 of those. You think I can read a book?
You're a guy that stands on 16, aren't you?
No.
Oh yeah. If the dealer's showing like a 7, you'll stand on.
No, there's no chance I sit on a 16. I don't sit unless it's 17 or up.
Okay, that's in the book.
Is it in the book?
That's in the book. So
I should read the book.
Yeah, splitting eights.
It probably helped me out late at night.
Splitting eights, literally every single time. You split those every single
There's
time.
not a time limit, too. I literally could read the book and reference the book while I'm sitting there.
They might frown on that because, like, counting cards and stuff like that, they'll get you.
I
know that's not counting cards, but a lot of times a dealer will tell you.
Yeah.
You can ask the dealer, what's the book say? You can't on Bet Online, but in a real casino,
you can.
This is a huge sidebar right now. So, but getting back on topic, you had a big live event this weekend in Australia, which was unbelievable. Mm-hmm. The crowds were incredible. The golf was incredible. They had their very first team playoff.
Yes.
Which was big.
Which I'm kind of shocked. I guess I was thinking of, they said that and I was like, that's not right. But I guess it was last year that they had.
No, I think it's the first team playoff ever.
Oh yes,
it was they've had individual playoffs.
Yes, that's
this is the first team playoff, and they did match play. They did it like alternate shot match play.
Yes,
2-on-2. Which
I loved it,
which was unreal. But
I forgot the name of the team. They just crapped the bed.
It
was awful.
You knew that the Australian team had to win. Like you knew that it being played in Australia, which is completely underserved in the world of golf. Literally the whole world of golf.
Oh, by the way, kudos to the Aussies for showing up.
Oh man, it was
this event.
It was incredible.
As Kyle said, underrated golf down there because they don't play there very often. So Liv's kind of tapping into that market, and they showed up and showed out. No kidding.
Is there any full blown Australian male or female that's not blonde hair, blue eyes? Like, I'm not talking about got some intermingling with like New Zealand and stuff like that. I'm talking like pure bloodline, straight from the.
See, what's funny about that is my sister-in-law is Australian, and she's red-haired with blue eyes, but her 3 brothers, dad and mother, are all blonde hair.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, man. It's just like a crowd full of them. It's amazing. But no, they did great. It's really cool. Those golf courses look incredible. Like,
oh golly, yeah,
they're unreal. But yeah, so there was a playoff. Is it the Rippers? Is that what Cam Smith's team's name?
I think so.
I think it's the Rippers. They went in a playoff. Anthony Kim comes out pretty hot. I say hot. He's under par. He shoots under par his first round. Shoots 1 under. Shoots even par his second round, and then he shoots 7 over. He had a really bad day.
Yeah.
We kind of thought maybe. I still think it's remarkable that he can go out there after this long and shoot under par at all, period. But
with stock clubs.
But he's getting a little bit better, but that was a little bit of a setback. And then, if you haven't noticed, Anthony has gotten all into social media. So he's got an Instagram now. He never had one.
Which he had never done for 11 years, 12 years.
No. And then he got a Twitter. And Twitter I'm not sure that he's mentally ready for Twitter. If you're coming off of like having some, struggles and some demons, the last place you need to be is in the comments of your Twitter posts.
And you're talking to two guys that are very active on Twitter.
Yes.
You can hit us up, by the way. I mean, check Dad Bod Golf Pod. You'll see where we're on there as well. Dad Bod Golf Pod's got a Twitter. So we're very active, and we know when you can't take it personal. And Anthony says he's not.
He's laughing it off, but you can tell it's rubbing him the wrong way.
And coming from a guy that's had some setbacks mentally for the last 11 years, I don't know that his agent should sit him down and go, you know what? Let me handle that. How about that?
Yeah.
You tell me what you want to tweet. I'll tweet it.
And you don't look at it.
And you just don't look at it. Do not get near a computer, and I'll take care of it. Because he spent all night, Sunday night, basically responding to people.
Oh, yeah.
And it just gets worse when you start doing that. When you start responding.
His lingo's not quite there yet.
No.
When you just get back into social media and you dive straight into Twitter, like there's a lot of stuff you got to work on, and it's kind of some of it's kind of hard to decipher too. Like I'm not gonna lie, it's like, but yeah, I'm just not sure Twitter is the platform for him. He needs to maybe do Instagram and turn comments off, and just let it be.
And if he wants to leave the comments because that helps the analytics and it helps that's fine. Just stop reading it, man. Like.
Definitely don't respond.
Tweet. Yes, don't respond. Just tweet. Let your agent give you the responses because they will give you the nice responses. They can just print those out, email them to you, and say, here you go. This is the things you need to see, because it gets personal. And then he kind of, as bad as it sounds, when you open yourself up, such as when you start tweeting about your daughter and your wife, well, then they use that as a chance to, okay, he mentioned it, so now I'm going to go in on them too. And then he gets upset, and it's like, well, you can't bring them into the conversation. That's part of it. Like his agent really needs to sit him down and have a social media.
He needs a publicist or something, or somebody that's like a social media person, because there's a lot to be desired of what he gives us content-wise, social media, but definitely somebody's got to manage the comments, manage the responses. You can't just pop off at everybody.
No. And he does great at uploading the photos of them on the plane and him arriving in cities and some of his gear that he's wearing. And
hey, he's got new merch up. I need to get me an AK hat.
Yeah, we do need to get AK hats.
Yeah, we're going to get them and wear them.
We'll be nice to you, AK. We'll just DM you.
No, let's tweet at him because he will respond.
There's no doubt.
He will respond. Hey, I was kind of shocked. He's only got like 4,000 or 5,000 Twitter followers. He's got way more Instagram followers. He may have just started his Twitter account.
I think it only started like 2 or 3 weeks ago. His Instagram started first.
Yeah, sure.
And I think that's because either his publicist or agent or whatever started that, because he didn't even know he had one, because in one of the interviews they said, well, how are you liking social media yet? And he literally was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And so I guess his agent started that for him and then logged him in on his phone, so now he actually does share stuff on there. But I'm not totally shocked, Kyle, because if you think about it, the entire younger generation, they don't know who Anthony Kim is. They never saw him play.
Yeah.
Anybody under the age of 30 probably does not remember him.
I mean,
anybody over 30 absolutely loved him because he was basically a Ryder Cup hero, President's Cup hero. We loved having. He wore the belt buckles. He hung out with Tiger.
I wasn't a big belt buckle. I didn't like the belt buckle.
Yeah, I did. I loved it. I say bring back the belt buckle, but Kyle's against it.
No way. He's good. He's got the athletic style going on with the hoodies and stuff. Untucked shirt. I kind of dig that.
I do dig the hats though.
The shoes are good too.
Shoes are good.
Yeah. So he's at least got that part down, but we've got to get the golf a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm not like.
Do we know? Has he still not been fitted?
Surely by now. Like, he did say, like, they're sending him in one of the tweets where he's ripping somebody for saying they bought a bunch of new clubs or something like that. He's like, yeah, I don't pay for mine. They send them to me. So he's clearly getting
I think his comment was something like, so enjoy that $600 driver that you're having to pay for because I don't have to do that. Or something like that. Which is kind of, I don't know. That's not really the dig that I'd go at. I don't think. But, no, I mean,
still, I don't think he's behind schedule. I think he's still ahead of schedule.
We're talking about a guy that has not literally picked up a club for 11 years until 6 months ago.
And we do have the one round of 5 under, which was the low round of that day,
Yes.
that tournament. So being able to shoot under par, he's sort of making himself to where he could be a team guy.
Yeah.
He could be a benefit to a team by
He'd be better than Pat Perez.
Yeah, he could be a team guy by all you got to have really is that one round, or
Yes.
that 1 or 2 rounds. You don't have to put 3 consecutive rounds together. You can just have that one really good round, and he could be that guy. And I think he's on schedule to be part of the team.
Another network will pick Live up if people like the Aussies start showing up at these things. They won't have any choice. Instead of WB, it's going to have to be. And see, we knew this ahead of time.
Though, is
We've talked about this before, where they keep talking about, the numbers are down of people watching. Not their YouTube numbers. Like, the Europeans are watching Live every time they're out there. And, I mean, it's high, the number, as far as that's concerned. But WB, they missed out on a really good show. If you didn't watch it this weekend, it was really fun to watch.
They did, but they didn't because the time difference. Like, it doesn't help America. It working on TV in America is what's going to carry it. And golf in Australia is not going to work in America from a TV perspective.
Right.
It's going to have to be something different. But regardless, it was a fun event. One thing I got to talk about though, and you're probably gonna poo-poo on this. We got to do something about these party holes. They're getting out of hand.
Yeah, I'm poo-pooing on that.
You're going to poo-poo on it?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm all about it.
All right, but before we do that, look, we got to give a shout out to Bunkers. Tonight we had, for the first time, they have taco. Like we talk about the simulators and everything. The restaurant's phenomenal. Mm-hmm. We had tacos tonight.
They get tacos and Corona Premier
on draft.
By the way, with lime.
We got chips and dip, like a cheese dip, homemade guacamole, homemade salsa. The chips are fantastic. It's so good. Listen to this. My Sunday school class, we're going to do a taco bar on Sunday, catered by Bunkers. The tacos from Bunkers. So you can do something like that. You can cater it. They can set up
reasons or for a golf party.
Church.
Okay.
Church. It's an after Sunday school get together. But
I got you.
You could do it for anything, any kind of party. They can set up a taco bar for you just as easy. So
y'all got a drink?
Do what?
You gonna drink?
No, probably not. We're Baptists. but yeah. So that's an option. Obviously, you can if you don't want to do that, you can come on Sunday after church. They got 10 to 3. Kids play free and a brunch menu. They just dropped a new kids menu, so it's very family friendly. The restaurant's phenomenal. I just don't know why you wouldn't come here at least once a week.
Some of the stuff on the kids menu is still on the adult menu too, because Jason kept getting grilled cheeses every time we did the league play.
Yeah,
that was his favorite thing.
The grilled cheese.
The grilled cheese. He says the best thing. It's got like 3 different cheeses on it. The adult version. I don't know about the kids version. And it was grilled cheese with bacon jam.
Sounds good to me.
And he was all about it. So
you sure that wasn't a cheese pizza?
The internet's working.
All right, we're back up. We're back up. Had a little bit of internet issues here earlier, but no, got to come by, check it out. Great atmosphere, and we love it.
Oh, and for an appetizer, they brought us this too. Kyle, we didn't mention this, and I took a picture of it.
I did mention it. The homemade cheese dip and guacamole.
Yeah, you mentioned that?
Yeah.
Guacamole had a little more of a kick to it than I thought, which I like.
I'm a big fan of guacamole.
Yeah, I can tell. I didn't get
you can do a little. I was so hungry, so we're back. We got music back. We're back, baby.
A while ago, let me just tell y'all, I'm going to embarrass him a little bit. Kyle was singing for me since we didn't have music in here.
Yeah.
I could have done without that.
I had to sing Taylor Swift.
Yeah. And when I told him to hush, then he started whistling it, which made it way worse. I should have just let him keep singing. All right, I'll let you get back to the food.
Last thing, TPC Craig Ranch, that's the CJ Classic Byron Nelson tournament this coming up weekend at TPC Craig Ranch. That course is on the simulators. I talked about it earlier. We just played 9 holes. I had a chance to shoot under par in 9 holes.
Oh.
On a par 5, sitting right in front of the green, and then I shanked 2 or 3 in a row, and ended up
I've got one video that's golden. It will be shared at some point.
I don't know what
you guys go to Dad Bod Golf Pod on Instagram.
It's weird. They just get on me, and I can't get them off.
And I don't know what it was, but he still finished at even par. He did par the last hole.
Somehow. We had auto putt on, and it gave me a 2-putt. But yeah, regardless, you can play a lot of the courses that the big guys do. And,
I about got the short game thing figured out.
He's just about got the chipping, and then he's going to be dangerous. Instead of chipping it all the way across the green every time.
Yeah, because I cannot hit a green. So, I mean,
that's the only thing that saves me is I can hit greens out here for some reason. But
listen, Kyle has figured something out. He says, and I had to bring this up on the pod since before we go to the next topic, which is going to be about the party hole that I'm going to poo-poo on anyway for him. So before we tee off, we're just getting loose, getting warm. We're hitting on the practice. They have a practice range that you can hit on, and just kind of get dialed in. And it's great because they tell you how far you're hitting it already. So, and you can gradually build it up, and then you know you're ready to go play golf. So Kyle started opening the face, but he was able to square it ahead of time, and it was kind of a new swing.
It tells you, first of all, after you hit it, it shows you how many degrees in to out or out to in your club path is, and then it also shows you how many degrees open or closed your club face is.
And so at one point, Kyle looks at me because he's hitting it so well, and he goes, "Ben, have I figured golf out?" And I immediately was like, "Yes, congratulations on the 92 next time we go play."
Yeah, I thought I had it. I mean, I felt like I had it. I think I'm this close.
It came up and reared its head there towards the end.
Yeah,
it almost got him.
Yeah.
So it almost bit him just today before we even got done. But yeah, it was. He did start hitting the ball really well, and so that's the one thing that you can do at bunkers. I mean, it gives you all kinds of feedback whenever you come here and you go through the simulators, even if you just want to practice. Also, there's other games. We don't ever mention that. Play football.
You look back here.
Skee ball a while ago.
Hockey, baseball, hit off the tee. You can pitch. You do all kind of stuff. There's all kind of games.
Rugby. You can actually kick those field goals where the little guy in Australia, speaking, they do that.
Yeah.
You can do that as well. So keep that in mind when you come up. Great for I guess corporate events. There's a lot of people that come up here to corporate events, especially
guys' nights.
Yes, guys' nights, ladies' nights as well. They'll do some wine nights too. So keep that in mind. Check them out online. Just search Bunkers of Auburn. It'll pop right up. You can see everything that they have to offer.
I hope you can hear us. There's a.
They can, but they have.
It's like movie night or something.
We went from dead silence to now we figured out the sound.
There's a car chase, and it is intense. But anyway, all right. So Ben, here's my take on these party holes. Okay, so you got the waste management. They surround the par 3. It's a hype environment, which I like. Music, all that kind of stuff. Well, the Live has one every single time they play. They have a different. They call it the watering hole. I don't know when this became a thing to start throwing stuff out onto the course whenever someone makes a birdie or someone does something good, but that almost kills it for me, where I don't like it anymore.
Really?
It's when they start throwing stuff out there, because number one, it takes forever to clean it back up. This past tournament, the caddy for the dude that makes the birdie gets hit in the head with a full water bottle.
Yeah, he did.
It's dangerous, and then it's just I don't know. It's kind of killing it for me. I like the dancing. I like the music. I like the being loud, having fun. Why are we throwing stuff?
I don't mind. Okay, so I'm not going to totally poo-poo on it. So I totally like the party hole, or as Liv calls it, the watering hole. The throwing stuff does need to come down a little bit. I'm okay with if somebody makes a hole-in-one, say at Scottsdale. Okay, all bets are off. That is what the crowd came to see. Totally get it. But for a birdie, I am with you on that. Stop throwing stuff on birdies.
Now, if it's a hole-in-one, tear the place apart.
Yes. If it's a hole-in-one, it is time.
Rush the field.
It is time for them to bring out the brooms.
They may, borderline almost have to cancel the tournament.
I'm okay on a hole-in-one. I'm with Kyle. I'm okay if you get down out of the stands and you go hug the player.
Yeah.
I'm totally okay.
Make them tase you. if it's a hole in one.
But if it's a birdie
or a chip in for par
Yeah,
or
come
something
on,
like
man.
that, like, all right, we're just looking for an excuse at this point to throw.
yeah, you're just wanting to throw something on, on the field. You've turned into those.
It's wasteful. It's littering. It's dangerous. I'm not a big fan.
Like you've turned into a worse version of the hockey people that throw the fish in the hat. You know, hat
that's
trick.
cool.
They throw the hats.
I like that.
They throw the fish out there. It's a whole lot easier to clean up too because
You
they
gotta make
literally got a
hockey
dude
interesting.
that's like, yeah, you do. They literally got a dude that's going around there skating to clean it up, and the rink is not near as big as the green
The first.
of a hole, or at least lined like a. So that's the thing. Like,
Have you ever been to real quick? Have you ever been to an NHL game?
No, but I've been to like
A minor league
yeah, I've
hockey.
been to minor
So
league.
I have too. I've never been to a big one. I'm wondering, the first time I went to one and they started throwing like mullet, throwing fish out onto the ice, I had no idea what was going on. I thought it was a part of hockey. I was like, what are we doing?
And why didn't I get a fish when I checked
Yeah.
in?
Where do I get
when
the
I
fish?
scanned my ticket, where was my fish?
Exactly. I
Yeah.
want to throw a fish on the ice.
Yeah.
Do they do that in big hockey? Surely not.
Yeah.
I know they'll do the hats if you get a hat trick.
What gets me is the guys that come in there with like a 20-pound carp. Like, how the hell did you get that in?
Yeah.
Like, where did you stick that in order to get that in?
Are you allowed to bring a cooler into a hockey
No, most
event?
of them no.
So how do you get
I
the
will
fish?
say one of the coolest things, this is a total sidebar, is back when the Titans made their playoff run a couple of years ago in the NFL, all the linemen went to the Preds game when the Preds made the playoffs, the Predators up in Nashville. And the fact that they set up there these big offensive linemen shirtless drinking beer the entire time was the most fantastic thing that I've ever seen in sport. And every time that a goal was scored, they were all up there killing beers and throwing fish.
I mean, that's an
atmosphere.
there's your proof that it happens in the big games. The NHL.
Oh yeah, it happens in the big games.
Yeah,
Did I say no? Yeah, it happens.
You
in
said
the
you
big
didn't know, but I've only been to like a couple of minor league hockey. I thought it was just like minor league hockey for fun type stuff. I didn't realize they still did it in the big leagues.
Oh
too.
man, they bring all kinds of like the fun one that I like is when they sneak the octopus in and they throw it over.
I've seen that.
I
too.
mean, come on, man. How did you get that in?
So
Clearly, we could sneak booze.
So
in. If we
we-
can get a whole fish in, we could sneak booze in.
So what if in golf on those holes they just threw fish out there?
That would get real stinky in TPC Scottsdale. That would be, man. You talking 85?
March?
You're talking 85?
March? Is it
90
85
degrees?
in March?
Yeah.
Maybe. No,
Not for the
I'm
group
just
that's
not-
there. The group's coming behind it.
the throwing stuff's out of hand. The throwing stuff is completely out of hand.
I will agree with that. I'm not in no way. I thought Kyle was saying that he was wanting to get rid of party holes
No.
or watering holes. I am in no way condoning that whatsoever. I think they should definitely keep them.
But I'll say this.
They do need to get. I don't know how they get control of it because honestly, Kyle, you got to serve the beer.
I'll say this though. If you got to have one or the other, I think I'd choose just don't do it. It's that irritating to me,
Well, you know it's going to turn
and not cool anymore.
You know
it's
what
not
it's going
cool
to turn
anymore.
into, and it's going to get booed. It's going to be what took place in Major League Baseball. They're going to put a net around the entire thing, so you can still see what's going on, but you can't throw anything
Oh,
on.
you don't think that they'll try to? Then you got beer bottles coming in from a higher angle.
I'm telling
They'll
you.
get it over that net. You got to have
they don't serve
100
bottles. They got that's water bottles. That's plastic water bottles.
Man, you got
There's no chance. That's what they're going to.
you got to have 100-foot net.
That's what they got in baseball. I'm telling
But
you.
baseball, you have bigger. They'd have to have the net go over the top, I think. So it'd be like one of those where it goes up and then it connects to the top of the like the little deck area.
I'm not so sure they wouldn't do that.
They might have to.
I mean, if it turns into what it did this past year, where they were throwing stuff on birdies, a net's
What if it
coming
hits
up.
like Rory in the head, like knocks or,
Well, I
or
did
hurts
say
a player?
that when that happened to the caddy. That's the first thing I said to Lori. We're sitting there on the couch. I said, "Watch this," and she goes, "What happened?" And so I explained it to her, and I said, "Think if that was not even Rory. What if that were the professional golfer that they hit? Well, even though he's a no name. Like, what if you make it a professional golfer bleed
Or hit him on
a
a
hole.
finger, or like break a finger or something like
Yes.
that, and then he's. I'm telling you, I hate to be a party pooper. I know I'm not an old man, but
Don't shut it down. I'd rather see the net. which would also be fantastic because
But-
they would try to throw stuff and it all hit the net and come on. That would be awesome.
The thing is, though, there's like so many people that's doing it. What are you going to just throw everybody out?
No, you can't throw anybody out. That's why I say you got to do a net. You can't throw them. You don't know who's throwing what.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why
So
they do it.
even if they were to come out and say, we're cutting this out, you throw anything out there, you're out of here.
Well, they did that this past year. That didn't work worth a damn.
No, they just.
They said they were going to toss you if you threw stuff on the green. First birdie that was made, everybody threw everything on the green.
Yeah. It's not cool anymore, guys. I don't know. Call me whatever. It's just not that cool anymore.
The throwing's not cool. The party hole's still cool.
The party hole.
Don't get rid of the party hole.
The party
Put a net
hole's
up.
okay. The throwing stuff's really killing it for me, so that we need to fix that. Speaking of party,
Boy.
speaking of partying, I just think this is funny because these guys just continue to put their foot in their mouth.
Hypocritical. Hypocritical.
And nobody lets them forget it either. So this weekend, one of the cooler events in the PGA Tour is they play at TPC Louisiana.
Zurich Classic.
The Zurich Classic. It's a team event, and it's a true team event where they do like best ball, they do alternate shot.
Zurich, not a sponsor. Send the check.
Yeah, they do a real team event, 2-man teams, and people just kind of cut loose and have fun.
Yeah.
And it ended in another playoff. I think it was a playoff.
It was.
And Rory and Shane Lowry win the Zurich Classic. That's not the funny part.
No.
The funny part is, whenever after a live event, and they have like the team winner
Yeah.
or whatnot, there's this big stage, and they call the team up, and there's lights, and there's lasers, and there's
Well,
sound.
they do it like the Olympics. They got like a first, second, third.
Oh yeah,
like
and then
yeah.
they're playing music, and it's like a concert stage.
Yes.
And the winners get up, and they're shaking champagne and shooting it out. Like it's just like winning the Ryder Cup.
It is.
But it's
It's
like
awesome.
every single time they
Yes.
have an event.
And
Well-
then they take it to the private jet whenever they fly home. Like it just the party continues.
Yeah. Well, this tournament, they have a eerily similar setup where they go, the winning team goes up on stage to celebrate, and you got Rory and you got Shane Lowry partaking in the festivities, which is awesome. I love. But all of a sudden, they're on stage singing Journey and pounding beers and stuff on stage.
So here's the issue I have. First off, Live already, since Kyle mentioned they were in Australia, were done. And Cam Smith and his crew had a blast. Like they took over the stage, spraying champagne. Immediately,
As they should.
The Golf Channel people in the pregame, the leading up to the game, whatever the hell they call it on the Golf Channel, they immediately start going, this is what's wrong with golf. This is what's wrong with Live. They're partying just because they won a golf tournament, and they act like Kyle just said, they act like they won the Ryder Cup. Well, they weren't chirping that same noise when the same day, about 6 hours later, Rory and Shane Lowry were doing the exact same thing, and they were like, look at those guys having fun. What
Team
a blast
golf,
it is.
baby.
Team golf.
At its finest.
The Irishmen that are in, hand in hand having a big time, and look at Rory singing Journey, and he should have been a singer instead of a golfer, which is true if he's going to play Augusta a lot. He probably should have been a singer. But the Chambleys of the world and all these people, even Rory.
He probably didn't like it.
Even Rory is, Chamblee didn't like it at all, probably. But he can't say
He
anything.
doesn't like fun.
He can't say anything because he can't talk about the PGA Tour badly.
That's true.
So
he's just not going to say anything.
He's just not going to say anything. Matter of fact, if you just search on Twitter, Brandel Chamblee, the people chirping at him, by the way, after that is phenomenal. Where are you? Why are you silent now? What are you
For the
keeping quiet about?
record, I love the fact that Rory was singing Journey and celebrating.
Yes.
So
I
general,
loved it.
In general.
I just think that it's funny that he was one of the ones saying that team golf is not the future, and then this is the first year he does the team event. He'd never done it before. His entire, I didn't realize this, is either 17 or 19-year career that he's had on tour. He had never done the team event, the Zurich Classic team event. This was his first time, and he said he had a blast. He said he loved it. And then he goes up and celebrates with champagne and singing Journey. And after he had just basically bashed the live guys early in the season for doing that sort of thing. So the hypocrisy continues with the PGA Tour.
They just continue to shoot themselves in the foot.
Team golf sucks. Hey, let's do a team event.
Now, granted, they've always done it, but we love it. You know what I mean?
We've said bring back more team events. We're okay with it. Like, especially you're going to have to PGA Tour. The elevated events people are watching, like we're watching the elevated events. These non-elevated events where people are showing up and we don't really know who's playing, we're watching live, man. I
want to get a mixed team in there next time. Like, I want to get like Nelly Corda out there with somebody or something like that.
I want the Phil versus Nelly and Scotty.
It's hard not to take Nelly and Scotty on that one. Scotty can't play, though. His wife could have a baby at any minute.
She had that thing yet?
I don't think so. I think she's got 3 months left.
She is 67 months pregnant. It's unbelievable.
It's incredible.
We talked about this. They got to induce her, right?
Before the PGA Championship, they have to, I would imagine.
Well,
if she hasn't popped by then.
He's got
2 weeks?
He's got another elevated event before the PGA
weeks.
Championship.
Yeah.
It's not the week before the PGA Championship. It's next week. Not this weekend, but next weekend is an elevated event. I think it's the Wells Fargo.
Yeah, it's Wells Fargo.
So I would think he's got to skip that because you only get to skip one, and he can't take the chance of skipping it with her. So that's what I'm saying. They got to induce her because if he skips it and they don't induce her and then she goes long.
The good news is he can show up on Wednesday and win anyway. So
I think he can show up Thursday morning and win the way he's playing.
Yeah.
I think he could just send Teddy out to scout the course and just say, tell me where to put the ball, and that's exactly what he needs to do. That's how well he's playing right now.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And she's the same way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
his wife or
Nelly?
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
No, she can't put it where it needs to be because that's the problem. And we've needed this thing to have happen for the last 2 weeks.
She's doing the opposite of that.
She's actually...
she's held it in very well.
We see who the week closer of the family is. How about that?
Wow, we went it out there. I didn't say that. That was Ben.
I wouldn't
Email
say that
him.
unless I had my own two
Ben
kids. That's
at
the only reason.
dadbodgolfpod.com.
Yes, email Ben at dadbodgolfpod.com. That would be the email to do.
So, Ben,
yeah,
golf game. What's it like right now? What's your golf game like right now?
Absolutely awful. I haven't been able to play.
I'm right there with you.
Been playing here, but I have learned a few things from playing here, which I suggest you do because when I did take it, the last time I took it to the course, legit, y'all, I'm not kidding. This isn't a plug for bunkers. This is a plug for you actually practicing and hitting on simulators.
Information.
I was literally flying every green just because you get here and it kind of tells you what you're doing wrong. Immediately, you get immediate feedback. You start fixing it. Like the guy that just hit the wall that you heard in the background.
That was awesome.
That is something that he needs to fix before he goes to the course. But it's the same way with us. And like Kyle tonight. I mean, I know I made fun of it, but seriously, the mental gymnastics that he goes through on a golf course. The good news is when we play together and we ride in the same cart with one another, I'm one of the best coaches because if you just tell him what to do, he'll do it.
Yeah.
It's when he has to think about it.
Yeah. I need someone to call out every single shot.
He's by far the most awful ride-by-yourself golfer that there is. Even though he does have a hole-in-one by himself.
Yep.
Where nobody saw it.
I got one with people, too.
Yes. I was with him, and we were riding together.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, is you just say, this is what you need to hit. He grabs a club, he doesn't think about it, he goes and he hits it. I'm more the field player, and that's what's got me messed up is practicing up here. As Tiger would say, my feels are off.
Your feels are off.
But short game
get some rounds
is on point because this whole putting thing that tells you it's 21 feet, and I now know the stroke I need to make to hit it 21 feet.
Yeah.
So there's pluses to that as well. So my golf game is playing at 8, even though Twitter troll told me I was 17. Keep waiting on him to come play with us to see if that's the case or not. I will play at a 17 with him if he wants to gamble.
I don't have hardly any rounds in, man. I got to get some rounds in.
You're working for a living.
I know. I got a couple of tournaments coming up. I got one at the beginning of June, a 2-man scramble.
Oh, when are you headed south?
That's one of them. That's south, and then I have the that 4-ball in the middle of July. So I got to get into shape. I got a month to get ready. I got a month to grind.
You got about 17 days to show.
I got to figure that out too. Can we push it back 1 week?
No, he literally called that day. That's the only time because they shut the course down towards the summer. You got to figure something out.
I can't. I mean, you can't. All right, so
You can move it. You can move it. I moved it.
No, you can't because they're so their schedules are so tight. I can't get in.
I'm not doing it for you. I know what they do. I've been to one of these.
Well, I am.
You're gonna let 5 minutes of a man groping you keep you from playing shoal.
I'm getting fixed. Okay, that's. Let's just go ahead and say it. So it doesn't sound weird. I'm gonna get fixed, and the appointment is gonna mess me up to playing shoal again. Unless we move it for friendship. Move it for friendship.
It's not me. I'm not the member there. I wish.
Tell him to move it. I got to play again. No, but I'll get back around to it. But anyway, guys, we really appreciate it. Follow us on all social media, Dad by Golf Pod, Twitter, Instagram. Yep. We're going to post videos of the food, videos of me shanking balls into the screen. A lot of stuff happening. Next week's show is going to be really fun. We're going to have a lot of announcements and special events that are coming up. So make sure to tune into that. We really appreciate it. Y'all enjoy the rest of your week and catch us next week. This is episode 329 of the Dad by Golf Pod.
And we're always
stroking. I got to see this movie.